Malacanang rejects as unacceptable the conditions set by Sultan Jamalul Kiram for his reporters to end the Sabah standoff. Presidential spokesman Edwin Lasheda says Kiram's followers should first leave Sabah peacefully before any dialogue with the president takes place. Lasheda reiterated that the government's concern is not only for the safety of Kiram's followers, but also for hundreds of thousands of living in Sabah. Added details from Rocky Ignacio.
Malacanang will not consider the demand of the Sultan of Sulu, Jamalul Kiram III, for the government to settle the Sabah claim diplomatically with Malaysia before leaving the island state. Presidential spokesperson Edwin Lasheda said the Kirams are not in a position to impose preconditions for the government to negotiate in resolving the standoff in Sabah.
You don't hold a gun to my head and negotiate. It's like you put a gun to my head, mag-usap tayo. That's not the way decent people do negotiations. You want us to know your claim, you cooperate, the president said, come back home, and we will talk. But you're asking me to talk to you while there are people in Sabah that there's a possible outcome of violence. That's not acceptable to us.
Malacanang clarifies that President Aquino encouraged the return of Raja Muda Agbimuddin Kiram Group is to ease tensions in the area and should not be considered as a renouncement of the country's claim to Sabah. The President earlier ordered legal experts to study the present status of the Sultan and the country's claim to Sabah.
The manner of your presentation of your claim by using armed people, bringing your people to Sabah, will not effectively press your claim. That's not how to do it. And so the president has stated very firmly that we are studying the Sabah claim. So to those who are saying that we have renounced, read the entire speech, read the context by which it was stated, and that's what we are doing right now. The claim is being studied.
Lasheda also reiterates that the government should not be blamed if Malaysian authorities decided to act on the standoff. He said the government did its best to protect the welfare of the 800,000 Filipinos living in Sabah, as well as the 180 people of the Sultanate still in Lahad Datu. Meanwhile, Malacanang is not convinced that the standoff will result in stability in Mindanao. Lasheda claimed the Sultan of Sulu was consulted in the drafting of the framework agreement signed by the government and the MILF.
The burden is not on us. That's the reason why the president has, in his statement yesterday, spoke to Sultan Jamalul Kiram III directly. He spoke to him as a leader, that you can command your forces to stand down, come back here. And that is you don't want a follower, you don't want a leader to, have we been unreasonable? I would say no, the government has not been unreasonable. We have sent emissaries to discuss with them. The entire purpose of this is to come up with a peaceful resolution to the incident. We are also concerned not only with the 180 who are in Lahad Datu, we are also concerned with the welfare of the 800,000 Filipinos in Sabah. We have a broader perspective than the 180 people, and that's a concern of the president.
Despite the incident in Sabah, Malacanang is confident that relations between the Philippines and Malaysia will remain strong. For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio.